Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 5 tips for tomorrow's racing. Now before I quickly get into them, I want to apologise first of all for not doing a video on today's racing. Unfortunately last night I didn't have time to do it. I was coming back from Sky and I got caught in some traffic, so I didn't get home until later than anticipated. So yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to record, but like I said at the top of the video, I've got 5 tips for tomorrow's racing. Fancy quite a few of them to go well, and also as well, they're going to be across a few different disciplines. We'll be going to the jumps meeting at Cheltenham, and also as well the flat at Newmarket and Beverley, and we're going to be starting off at Newmarket tomorrow in the 150. Now this is going to be my long shot of the day, my outsider, and it's a horse called Chil for Oisin Murphy and Andrew Bolden in the colours of the King Power Racing Group. Now this horse is currently available at 15-2 with bookmakers at the moment, and I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here. Now this horse, Chil, I think she's got a good chance in this race tomorrow. Andrew Bolden's team have been going well. They had a winner today at Newmarket, and Oisin as well had a good day too, so he knows how the track's riding. Now what's going to be different about the track at Newmarket tomorrow, if you've been watching the racing today, they were down towards the stand side, while the stalls tomorrow are going to be positioned on the far side, but the track ride's fairly similar. You want to be handy normally when the track's on that side, especially when the ground's quick, and you want to be drawn against that rail if you can. Now the way this race is shaped out tomorrow, the pace is actually going to be coming towards the near side of the camera. So if you look at some of the horses drawn high, you've got the likes of Archie Watson's horse that's probably going to make the running go in places, which ideally might not be the best position. So if he does go out to the front tomorrow, it could just set it up, I think, for a closer, and Chil will need a hard pace to aim at, but I think she does have a little bit of scope. She's a 5-year-old, and even though you might think she could be exposed, I do think she could be capable this season of winning a black type race. She was actually improving, I thought, towards the end of last season. She got a win with Oisin on as well at Ascot over 6 furlongs, so I think these stiff tracks will suit her. Also as well, she's a course and distance winner in the past, so we know she'll handle the famous dip on the rolling miles. So I just thought she had quite a bit in her favour tomorrow, and I'll be disappointed if she couldn't make the first 4, and I think she's got a great chance, and that's why she's going to be my first tip of the day. We then head up, or head down I should say, to the jumps meeting at Cheltenham for my next best, which is going to be running in the 205. Now this does look a competitive handicap on paper, but I did think Coole Cody would take all the beating here for Tom O'Brien and Evan Williams. At the time recording, you can back him at 9-2. That price was available bet 365, and I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet here. Now this horse has got some great course form to his name. He won the Paddy Power Gold Cup very easily and impressively from the front back in November, and he's held his form since then. He's running some decent races. He finished 2nd in the Pendle behind Tamarok de Mathan, which wasn't a bad effort at all, and I think he's going to be a smart prospect moving forward. And also as well, he ran really respectably in the plate at the Cheltenham Festival when he finished in 4th place behind the Shunter, and the Shunter ran okay in the Grade 1 Novices Chase at Aintree last week, so the form has a little bit of substance to it, and he's going to be able to run off the same mark here of 1-4-3. If he can get a soft lead and get into a good rhythm, I think he might be hard to peg back. The ground conditions will be in his favour as well. He loves decent ground. When the rain gets into it, you probably want to be against him. But I think this horse has got a great chance tomorrow, and Tom O'Brien as well has been riding well. He had a winner today with Evan Williams with similar tactics, actually, with a horse called State Crown at Newton Abbot. So yeah, I think there's a lot to like about this horse, Coole Cody, and I think he'll go very close to winning, and I think he'll take all the beating. So that's why he's going to be my next best of the day in the 205 at Cheltenham. We then head back to Newmarket with an extra tip which runs in the 225. This is a listed handicap, but I thought Naval Crown might be the one here for Will Buick and Charlie Appleby in the colours of Godolphin. You can currently back this horse at the time recording at 2-1, and I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet here. Now this horse comes here with a recent run under his belt, where actually he beat Master of the Seas, who's favourite for the Craven, later on in the week on Thursday. He beat him quite easily that day, making all from the front, and I think if he deploys similar tactics tomorrow, he might just be hard to peg back. He's drawn near the rail as well. I think he's drawn in stall 2, so he's got a good draw to work with tomorrow. tomorrow, and I think he's got a really good chance in this race. If you go back through some of his form last season as a 2-year-old, it was a bit patchy, but I thought one of his best runs came at Ascot, where he finished 3rd in the Pat Edery Stakes. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, well, he didn't win that race, but if you actually go and analyse that race quite hard and you look at it, it actually produced some really good juveniles last year, and the form was well advertised from that race. So I think he definitely has a good chance in this race. He does have to carry a £4 penalty for his winning maiden, but on ratings he's the 2nd best in the race. I think he's £1 lower than Aidan O'Brien's horse, but I just think if he can get an easy lead tomorrow, get out there from the front from the get-go, he could just take all the beating in this race. And if you look at some of the others like Tactical, I just think he won't stay. I think he's a bit more of a sprinter, and ideally we want cut and ground. So there's quite a few in here. I think you could put line through, and I just thought Naval Crown was just a point and shoot win, hopefully. So yeah, he's going to be my extra tip of the day in the 225 Newmarket. We then actually stick with an extra tip, I should say, in the 3 o'clock, the Group 3 Earl of Sefton Stakes. I thought Marie's Diamond here could be one to go well for us at a price. Currently available at 7-1 with bookmakers. I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way bet here, but yeah, it has to win on the nose for us, for Sylvester de Souza and Mark Johnson in the colours of Midland Park Racing. Now, this horse ran some good races early on last season. He won first time out here at the course when he took the Paradise listed stakes, and then he went on to run an absolute blinder behind Circus Maximus in the Group 1 Queen Anne Stakes at Royal Ascot. So he had a lot of nice early form to his name, and I think the best time to catch him could be fresh. Also as well, he loves a decent ground, and he's a horse that just likes to get on with things. And I think he's got a really good chance returning back to one of his favourite courses, and he's got a good draw tomorrow to exploit. And Sylvester de Souza, I think, is always best when he goes from the front. That's why I like Sylvester. I think he's a great judge of pace, and I think if he can get a good start with Marie's Diamond tomorrow, could just be hard to really peg back. It was a bit of a golden highway today, you know, being handy. You know, that's the kind of way you want to go at Newmarket. So I think, again, if he can get the rail early on, he could just be really hard to peg back, and he could stack them up, and Mark Johnson's team have been in good form as well. So a lot to like about the chances, I think, of Maria's Diamond tomorrow. I think 7-1 does represent a bit of value there. Obviously, John Thady Gosden's Charge Global Giant is the one to beat after his nice win at Kempton last time out, but I wonder maybe if his best form has come on new weather, and maybe he might just be vulnerable tomorrow. So I'm going to be taking him on with Marie's Diamond, but he obviously is the one to beat. We then go to Beverley with my nap, which runs in the 325 with a horse called Sibaaq for Thane O'Neill and Mark Johnson in the colours of the Shadwell Group. Now, on paper, this does look like a competitive little race. You know, there are a few in here that you can give chances to, but I was quite keen on the chances of Sibaaq. Now, he's going to be running off a mark tomorrow of 76, and he does look exposed compared to a few others in the race. But I thought Archie Watson's horse was a little bit too short in the betting, and even though he was impressive at Savile last time out, his best form has come on the weather. And even though he's got he's the highest in here on ratings, I think sometimes your handicap mark at Savile can normally be higher than what really your handicap mark is, because it's such a specialist surface. And I would just question him tomorrow. Also as well, I think Sibaaq, I think he's had excuses towards some of the end of last season. I don't think he handles soft ground particularly well. I think he wants the better surface, which he should get tomorrow at Beverley. And also as well, his best effort came when he won over the course and distance last year when making all on this kind of ground. So I think he's got a really good chance coming into this race tomorrow. Also as well, he's by Dark Angel, whose progeny normally is tough as nails, you know, and with a good draw in stall 1 tomorrow, I think he could take back all the beating. Also as well, what's interesting is Dane O'Neill's booked for the ride. It's actually going to be the first time, I believe, that he's taken the ride on this horse, which is really interesting, even though he is one of the retained Shadwell jockeys. So I think that's an interesting angle. And I do think off a mark of 76, he does have scope to improve this season, and he could be a handicapper to keep on side from Mark Johnson's yard, who I already mentioned are in pretty decent form. The one I am scared of is going to be Michael Dodd's horse, who I do think could be a smart horse in time and does have some form over the course and distance. But I just wonder if he might need this run And also as well, he is going to have to give away £4 to our horse, which I just think might sit against him. And I could imagine him trying to just track the pace. But I think Sibaaq, if he's the one making the running early on, he might be just your tough old Mark Johnson horse that could be really hardy and tough to get past. And I just think he might have a bit in his favour tomorrow. So yeah, I'm hoping Dane can get out to a good start tomorrow and stay there from pillar to post. So that's why he's going to be my nap. You can currently back him at the time of recording of 7-2. And I'm going to recommend a 1 point win bet with him. So they're the 5 tips for tomorrow's racing. Quickly then, just recap. In the 150 at Newmarket, Chil is the long shot of the day, 15-2, 0.5 each way, 4 places, William Hill. The next best of the day runs in the 205 at Cheltenham, Coole Cody, 9-2, 1 point win only bet. We then head back to Newmarket with Naval Crown, 2-1, 1 point win bet as my extra tip of the day. In the 3 o'clock at Newmarket, another extra tip, Marie's Diamond at 7-1, 0.5, win only bet only to win on the nose. And then in the 3.25 at Beverley, Sibaaq it is, the nap of the day, 7-2, 1 point win bet. So they're the 5 tips for tomorrow's racing. If you're enjoying these videos, despite it being a little bit of a lull period recently, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe here to my YouTube channel of Lucky Loaders 15. Also as well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's the only place you can do so on social media, and my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, my website address is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please game responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.